Ah, man. Woo. How y'all doing, beautiful people? Good evening. Ah, my my body's still waking up. Mine, I was not taking a nap, y'all. Man, it's fucking exhausted. I sat down for like a quick minute, and when I tell you that sleep came over me, it was like, ooh, ooh, oh wait, what's this? Tavy, what's good, girl? Hey. Oh, how y'all doing? Woo! It's your boy Absird. Another conversation with Abby. Nope. Yesterday I was talking to my homegirl, number one, and song popped in my head. It was just a part. It was stop and breathe so I can appreciate you for being. And it's y'all, I realized like y'all choose to watch the show. Like y'all choose to give me your attention. Tavia come back. She says, "Going great, yes, yeah." I seen you. You went out. How was it? How was your time? How was the party life? I'm too old for it. My back, my bones just ain't cut out like they used to be. Know what I mean? But as I started to realize, like, I was talking like, oh yeah, it started off as like, a self therapy session. Then I started to film and record it. And then people started watching and they're like, oh, this is really helpful. I'm like, what? Hey, this is helping me. And I'm like, man, I really do appreciate these moments because of the amount of growth that I'm able to observe. Like I was editing some older footage, and I'm seeing like the difference between how I speak now, how we interact now, and the things I was going through then. And it's like, man, we had to start off through that rough patch. Oh man, and it it kind of goes along with the conversation that we were having last week about utilizing your time and energy. There's another quote. It said, what did it say? I'll tell you right now for sure. It said, you give life to what you give attention to. Like, what you give your attention to is what you give your energy to. Just got home, catch you later. Hey, yeah, no problem. Hey, yeah, hey, catch me later. Hit me up in the inbox, chat me. Hey, we can keep the flow of communication. But yeah, attend to your situation. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Um, what you give your attention to is what you give your energy to, what you give life to. Um, and when I realized like people give life to me, I mostly realized it from the way that this particular friend speaks to me. Now, I have been making adjustments to my associations, to my circle, who I surround myself with, who I kick it with. Mostly because it's some space up here that I need clear, and I prefer being around people who speak to me in a way that allows me to grow and adjust my ability to think. They give me a different perspective and means to consider information. Um, because it helps me plan better and increases my ability to adapt. And so with these changes, I had to leave behind some that were extremely close and had to start bonding with some strangers like new friends at this age. Know what I mean? So it's like but as I begin to you know associate with this type of person more and less with this type of behavior, the bonds that I share with these individuals has actually increased. It's like the more I associate with people who are willing to pour into me, the more I understand how to pour into. And so the better I'm able to pour into them, and the more motivation I have and encouragement, the more encouragement I have to grow and prosper. It's like sometimes people want you to do well, especially when it comes to peers, where they want you to do well as long as you know there's a cap to your success or to the perception of prosperity that you have. So you can do all right, you can do decent, you can't do better than them. Otherwise, they here to snatch it back, like gimme, it's mine. Whereas with these changes to my circle, there's no one trying to prioritize themselves. It's like I don't know why I'm getting the sniffles. Like bruh, I've been breathing clear all day. Okay, I closed my window, and so now this room that I'm in is having poor circulation. Whew! I don't know how I figured it out that fast, but at least I know how to fix it. Well, yeah, I know how I figured it out that fast because I've been kicking it with people who've been fixing shit. It's like if all your homies, you know, work on computers and talk computer jargon, then even if you don't aren't active in that field, you're gonna understand some terminology. And it's like, oh yeah, there's just needs to restart. You're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know I can do that. And you know, just keywords, stuff like that. And having this it already felt good having one friend who poured into me. And now that there's a organization, I don't want to surround myself with unappreciative folk because I don't want to carry that bitterness with me, and I don't want to bring that bitterness back to my friend group. Like I don't want to be the one, you know, eating bitterness and like being like the weakness trying to poison the friend group. And and man, like so I've been going through not an awakening, but a phase where I've been face to face with my discipline, where I'm actively aware that either I'm behaving in an undisciplined fashion or where the my discipline is going to carry me. Like as an example was so I was talking to my friend and I asked him if well I told them what my game plan. You know, I said, hey, listen, I want to learn this song. I need to practice every day for me to learn it in a timely fashion. So my friends like, oh, all right. So you know, a day went by and they're like, hey, did you practice today? I'm like, yeah, I did. And I told them what I learned. And then there's a day where I was tired. I was kind of exhausted. I didn't want to spend the time, trying to learn this song. And I was like, man, I need to hold myself accountable because I know when I talk to my friend is going to hold me accountable because they care, because they love me, and because they understand that, as I have expressed, this is something important to me. And I'm trying to avoid, shooting myself in the foot on this. And when I was like, man, I do got a friend that's gonna hold me accountable, I did it. Didn't even end up like telling her like I did it. And then we talked and they like, hey, did you do it? I'm like, yeah. And in fact, I actually learned like before I was struggling with the intro, and now I have the intro and like the first six chords now. And I was so excited the first time I did it. I celebrated because I started to understand like the spacing and how he was moving the fingers. And I was like, oh, he ain't even moving all the fingers. He's moving like two, three fingers at the same time. Like what? I thought you had to completely switch. And then I downloaded a bunch of virtual instruments. And I've been fiddling around with Reaper now that so I've just expanding the amount of areas I'm practicing on. Like as I continue to get more equipment and as I continue to, progress musically, then I'm gonna start adding more instruments. So, now I'm using some virtual instruments and I started working on the track. And I tell you right now, the track is probably absolute dog shit, but I made it. And I'm glad that I made a dog shit track because I made a track. And that's the first step toward progress. Like I did it. I have the overall basic structure down. It sounds nowhere near where I want it to be, but no, I understand how the arrangements look, how to the difference between a 16th note, 32nd note, and an eighth note, difference between a kick, a snare, and a high tom or a hi hat, a closed hi hat, over hi hat. I didn't know all this stuff before, but now that I'm aware of what these things are, when I listen to other people make musical arrangements, I'm now able to pick apart the different drums, and it's given me a significantly better idea of how to progress. Um, you know, and I've been going to YouTube University. I had this job on Tasker. I was doing some electrical work, and there's a young kid there. They're like, oh yeah, yeah, he's on Tasker too. So we started talking like, hey, how much you made? What's your strategy? And dang, where was I going with this? Cause I was talking about the drums. Oh, and he basically gave me like a formula for he like, bro, you're really underpaying yourself because you have to think about how long that job's gonna take and how much and I'm like, man. And I was able to show him some electrical tricks that I had learned from work with different journeymen. And you know what, y'all? I really can't see where I was going with that. Like, uh, when I first started, I had the moral in mind, and I like, let me just get there. But as I tried to like, recollect the events and try to orchestrate it, it started to slip my mind. But either way, now I'm breaking apart musical accompaniments, and overall, man, I'm getting excited. Like I cannot wait for y'all to hear some of man, y'all gotta get to the work. But I also don't want to be in a position where so I often find that people misunderstand my identity. Like yeah, I sing, I write, I do a lot of stuff, but I don't consider myself any of these things. Like I don't consider myself a singer or a writer. I'm just a person that has a lot of abilities. And oftentimes, people are like, "Oh, you're a singer." I say, "Well, hang on, hang on." I'm a person that sings. I'm just guy trying to be honest, and found some dope, honest folk along the way. And now that I've taken active responsibility for ensuring that I'm practicing discipline, I'm seeing myself grow. When I thought I had reached a plateau, because I was practicing the same patterns of honesty and building myself that like it's like doing the same workout over and over again where you're gonna meet your plateau because you're not diversifying your workout. You're gonna suffer tennis elbow and injuries. And as I started to implement discipline and go to okay. And so I was talking to the young cat, and I know I told him how I go on YouTube to learn how to do music and to do. He like, bro, this whole job is I do it YouTube. Like, I have no type of training or anything. I just I fix my refrigerator. I fix my car on YouTube. So I just show up to the site. They tell me what's wrong. I go on YouTube, figure out how to fix it, and fix it. I respect that. Like this young man takes an active approach to his growth and development. Like he actually enjoys being a handyman, and so being able to go to different sites and learn new skills on the fly, it's absolutely incredible. I could just see how he's gonna like progress as he grows. I was like, this is man, how old are you? Like 21. I'm like, God damn, brother. Okay. And it even helped me see about how I commit my time. Like, yeah. So when Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak came out with the Silk Sonic album, I was watching some interviews where Pack was like, um, you know, he made me quit smoking for a while so I could hit those notes. So I severely reduced the amount of smoking that I did, and I was able to hit some gorgeous notes. Like right now, I'm in the middle of waking up, so I can hear all the cracks in my voice, from being dehydrated. But the mm. So what ended up happening is I accidentally took a tea break. That wasn't the intention. The intention was just to improve my ability to hit some notes because I wanted to see if I can, climb an extra octave, as that would be good with some harmonies that I was trying. And I saw a slight improvement, not necessarily the improvement that Anderson .Paak experienced, but to be fair, he did have a vocal coach, whereas my vocal coach is to keyboard as I get more and more accurate towards notes, and I'm starting to see like I actually have an extensive vocal range. Like there's clearly an octave that I'm most comfortable with, and that's this one. With the same one I use to talk is the one that I love to sing with. But I also realized I can go a bit higher and use that to play some tricks. All right, y'all. Look, I'm not trying to keep y'all here all day. I really wanted to express how my ability to appreciate has increased as I really understand what the effort is involved to do the things that I'm doing. Like the effort involved in communicating with you all, translating these principles, digging in deep, hitting those soft spots, and the effort you put towards asking me questions, toward conversing with me, treat me like a person, being my brothers and my sisters. Nah, I mean, like y'all give me life. Y'all be talking to me nice. I remember, growing up in extremely competitive environments, and then switching to a circle, even 30 years later, switching to a circle which get uplifts and encourages. And when I say uplifts and encourages, I don't mean like the type of encouragement that's like bravado. Like when you get ready to do some stupid shit, and you got those peers that are like, yeah, go injure yourself for our amusement. I mean, like these are the type of friends who, like, what happened? You got some growth and development. Well, what you do with it? You did that, yes. Who, hey man, I can't even figure out how to do this. Like, hey, well, have you tried this? Have you thought about it like this? Like, yes. Like where if you go and vent frustrations, like if they can tell that you're not looking for solutions, they let you express those frustrations, and then y'all work it out together. Like rather than transfer frustration into them, I let my frustrations be known and receive empathy and compassion, and then encouragement, so that now my mind is a lot more clear since I'm not holding on to all these sources of distress, or these feelings of distress, and I'm able to think of my own solutions. Like I didn't even need solutions. I just needed, someone to be attentive. And the more I grow and develop, the more I appreciate the attention, because I realize I don't even want everyone's attention. My content ain't for everybody. But look, y'all. Speaking of my content, I do film these live on Facebook every Sunday at 6 o'clock. Uh, for some reason, I was sporadic with the Instagram, and going forward, I'm gonna put forth the effort to be just as consistent on Instagram as I am on Facebook. I'm not expecting y'all to watch these every week. It'll be dope. I appreciate it, but whenever you do decide to watch, I want to make sure that I'm showing up, that I'm doing my part every Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that y'all have a chance to be chatting with Abby and joining the conversation. Of course, if you want to support the conversation, you can always hit the Cash App, $ ABSIRD. Any donations are going to directly support the stream and to help me progress and accelerate this platform. In addition to going live on Instagram every week as I do on Facebook, I'm also going to try my best to have these uploaded to YouTube within 3 days. So it's Sunday, so by Wednesday, this particular episode should be available on YouTube, so you can watch whatever. YouTube, of course, is ABSIRD, along with the Facebook and the IG. You know what I mean? But going forward, I want to just put a bit more effort into the podcast. Um, I I realize now that when I was making my music, I was like, man, this would be great background music for the podcast. So it's not just me talking. I could also, and I'm starting to realize there's a lot of growth opportunities in this platform, and I've been putting effort into it, but I haven't been giving it my focal attention. It's just been more therapy for me rather than an activity. And by viewing this as an activity, now I'm enjoying the setup. I'm enjoying the entire process and the takedown because I see it as a start and a stop rather than an obligation. I don't feel obligated to do this. Um, I like this. Like this brings me peace. All right, y'all. It's your boy Abby. Absurd.